but you guys kind of were informed like, hey, we don't have any timeouts, so we got to push after. Ball goes through. Dante gets it in his hands. Just kind of what can you take us through that and like what's going through your head as you're going down?
I looked back and nobody was there, and I was kind of the first one down the court. So Dante passes it, and it's pretty much me and Dylan Burks one-on-one. So just took an opportunity. Thought I made a nice play and knocked down a shot.
I guess for you, Chris is like, you can tell Drew's like a little bit rusty, and we saw you kind of miss a couple like shots in close tonight. How good does it feel? And I know you were talking about at the end of the Clippers game, like, yeah, man, I wanted to close this game out. Just where are you at, and how good did it feel knowing that you are a little rusty right now to get that shot?
It just felt good to be out there at the end of the game. Even though we felt like we had an opportunity there to kind of break it open, but a big win where they came back and played hard, and we could finish it out right before the break. But to knock down the shot, for me personally, feels really good just to get into the break.
Jim Wazarski. Jrue. Did you, on the steal, I guess, is that something that you can set up, just with the way you position your body to force which hand? I don't know, like, or was that just he showed a ball and you were able to just kind of flick it?
People actually ask me the question all the time. I don't know. It just kind of happens where I think that I make the right read, and at that time I felt like when he got low, he was in my chest and I was squared up, and I just saw the ball. He dribbled it kind of high and really just reached for it and got the steal, but with the clutch timeout. So I just think I was lucky enough to make a pretty good play.
I realize you watched probably too many games for your liking, but I guess as you guys go into the break, to have this kind of win, I know the Clippers game was closing it out with stops. This was won differently. What does that, I guess, mean for the squad, do you think, in terms of going forward? And since you guys have talked so much about learning and building on things, what, to be able to do this?
Yeah, just that we can make it through adversity, just to be able to close out different type of games. Like you said, the Clipper game was about stops, and this one came down to getting a stop and making a play on the offensive end, which I feel like the team that we have the manpower and the firepower to be able to do that. So it feels good. Again, it feels good to get a win going into the break, but just knowing that, another game it might be Chris. Another game it could be Dante, and we know how Giannis is when it comes to buckets. So I feel like we definitely have a very a lot of people who can just go down the stretch and get a bucket when you need one.
Darius Joshua.
Hey, Jrue, I see you're wearing Bobby's underdog mask there. A year ago, next Thursday, the NBA made a decision where it postponed all of its games, where you were with New Orleans, obviously, at the time. You were in Sacramento. I'm wondering if you can kind of take me through what that day was like, that night was like, how did you find out your game was being postponed, and I guess what was happening across the league?
I think we were watching OKC and Utah, and they didn't play, I think. They had said that somebody on the team, or I think it was somebody on the team. I don't think it was, or somebody on the team had gotten it, and they were postponing their game. And then they had also said, we had found out that one of the refs that were reffing our game, I think worked the Jazz game, like the game before or something like that. And
what we got for this?
It just kind of spread like wildfire. So not even knowing if the ref actually had it or not, just being able to be like,
their name.
What's the smartest for us? What's the smartest for
Come on,
family?
give me something.
Especially because at the time,
lemon bird wings, man.
We're going back to our
This
families.
Memphis.
We're on a.
Those are your
West
favorites?
Coast trip.
That's the best one.
What's the smartest thing for us and our families? And
I guess for you, seeing Jrue hit that shot, I know.
And they were warming up, but once we got confirmation that like the ref was with them, I think we just all kind of decided not to play, and from there, we were postponed into the bubble.
And kind of with that, obviously, a year later now, you're playing in a pandemic season. You unfortunately had your own encounter with COVID-19 as well. I'm just kind of wondering, what are the lessons learning from this? Going through the bubble, no fans there. Now you're, a couple months later, you're already in another season in a new city, and obviously everything you've gone through yourself and the team's gone through in that time.
Right. I'm not gonna lie, it's been weird. It's been weird. That was the last time that we saw like a group of fans, arena filled with fans, and from there we went to a bubble where, again, you didn't have any fans, but luckily we still got to play and have a season. And now we're trying to get acclimated and get back into having fans and things like that. It's just been super different, a little challenging. A lot for me personally has happened, like having a kid during it and then getting traded. So it's weird, but at the same time, it's life, right? And I feel like we all just kind of come together and we gravitate toward people who help each other. So it's been, again, a blessing that like we get to come back and play, and I also feel like basketball is needed. People love to watch it and love to be around it, and I feel like we bring joy to so many people. So I'm glad that we're back playing, and then hopefully after this break we can have a lot more fans.
Dora Stevenson.
Sure, I just want to go back to your shot today, and if you could just articulate like the adrenaline rush at a time like that when you hit a shot to basically put your team in a position to win the basketball game.
So after I hit the shot.
After you hit the shot, so not the anxiety maybe before, but like the adrenaline after.
Right. Well, just to speak on before, I think I was I was really just thinking about getting to my spot. Really just getting to my spot, and I had an open shot, and I felt like if I have an open shot, I'm gonna make it. But after, you are excited and you're hyped and all that, and you look at the clock and there's 2 seconds left, and you're kind of like, dang, like now we gotta get another stop now. But you definitely are excited and you have some emotion. But me, I try to kind of keep that in and not get too excited just because I know in 2 seconds anything can happen.
Our last one to Eric Woodyard.
What's up, Jrue, man? Congrats on the shot. For you, man, you've been through a first half of a season with this team. How do you assess this team now that you've been through? It's had highs, lows. Just how do you assess the first half going into the All-Star break?
Yeah, I think, again, I feel like I say this a lot, but I feel like we're a team that's a fight, that are fighters, and going through adversity, I feel like we always come out on top. We always have this bounce back, and I love that about this team, that we're resilient. Again, we've had some things, or even like me being out with COVID, weird season. The schedule is crazy, but I feel like we always find a way to go out there every night and play as hard as we can. So, again, still a lot of growth, but I've been having fun, and I feel like this is a really great team.
Great, thank you, Jrue.